There we go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to NPL Rain Split, and we are in week 2 in day 1. And before we get started, I'm gonna invite our co-host in here to introduce himself as well before we kick off this amazing journey for this powerful weekend of week 2. Via, what's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? How y'all doing? I'm super glad to be here. Today is going to be absolutely amazing. Enigma, I mean, what are those few teams that you're looking forward to seeing in today's games?
Today, I'm not gonna put a caster curse on any team. I'm not going to nominate a team. I'm not even going to talk about a team. We're going to jump straight to the leaderboard. I'm going to only do this course, and then we're going to see who is going to take the first chicken dinner. And there we go. We can see Team Apex running top on our leaderboard there with 136 points fire. What an amazing journey they've had so far. 8 matches played and 89 kills in total. 4 chicken dinners for Apex.
Yeah, lovely stuff going down with the boys from Apex right there. But the game started, so we're just going to be hopping into the game right now to see where all of these boys are heading towards. We're already beginning to see them, going on with their landing right there, and I don't know. I feel like last week it was pretty much an Apex show for me. It was just like the boys from Apex and 10-11 were just running away with it.
Most definitely. But now we got 3 with Capital Gaming here. And we all seen what Ramsey can do. Oh, and down goes one with 3 just like that. Landing same building, gets to Uzi, comes around the score, and there goes another one. 3 at Capital Gaming by just choosing violence here tonight. Fire. Man, what an interesting landing spot here.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one right there for the boys from Free Esports as they now get into the mix right there with the boys from Habitual, and you can already begin to see the shots being let loose right there as they've lost one of the players. It is now left to Mondo and Ramsey to hold things down for them, but Jealousy is around this corner trying as much as possible to see if he can put in the work right there. Ramsey's trying to get that revive onto teams. This may just turn things around for them and provide them with the nice opportunity to somehow fight back in this particular one. You can see Ramsey does get into the action quickly right there and does drop down another player for the boys from Happy.
We've seen also far play landed there with them in Slovenia, and they just decided, you know what? We want to go for a chicken dinner. We're going to get a vehicle and we're going to split from this. We're going to let Habitual Gaming and Free Esports take this fight. We don't want any of this violence. We're gonna go loot somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. It is what it is as we get into the mix of things right here. But great stuff. We'll be curious to see, how things continue to build up in today's games. Today's game so far, we've now seen some action going down as the boys from Free get themselves a couple of kills right there. They do have 4 eliminations. They did have 1 casualty in that particular game. So great stuff going down as we take a look at the map and see where all of these teams are currently situated. The boys from Active Gaming still within that central region. We're still seeing, a couple of actions going down. I do believe it's the boys from UA who have gotten 1 elimination again, and it is a Smoke who does have that elimination while driving. It does look like they did catch a casualty. It was Jesse who has gone down in that particular one, and they just managed to evade the ops right there.
Yeah, I've seen the kill feed. Looks like on landing, JC got run over with a vehicle, probably trying to get to their location, and in that chaos, they managed to get a kill there as well. See, no gaming there. They were going way up north on the map, away from that engagement where they initially landed with Free Gaming. But beautifully stuff there from Free Gaming. Unfortunately for Habitual Gaming, that's not going to help them at all on that leaderboard. But Free Gaming did lose their player. But they picked up 4 kills. Not a bad start for the game. Is it one player that's got eliminated going to cost them end game? I'm going to have to stay tuned and find out. Looking at the South George side, we got the Dream Team there. looting quite close to another team. Will we see another engagement there, maybe on the crate side?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see, what that does mean as all of these guys are gearing up for what is going to be a super, super, super interesting fight as that map continues to make that shift towards that central region. There was some active gaming coming into this one with a 3-man squad, so obviously they do not have the numbers to booth. Apex is not in this particular lobby, and every time they're not in the lobby, it does seem like it then becomes a 10-11 show. But 10-11 shaped up a bit different today. They're coming in with Labis. They're coming in with Hape. They've got a few extra players. They do look like a sort of different a 10-11 today than the one that was going, absolutely wild in a last game. They don't have Don't Panic, who was absolutely outstanding in the previous one, and then the other player, I keep mixing his name up. It's Seven. It's basically Seven, but. Well, I forgot his name. It's Schooly that keeps coming to my head, but I forgot it. But I know it's not Schooly. Because I was told. But anyways, he was absolutely outstanding in last week. So I hope they don't miss him. But regardless, Hape, Labist, and the rest are absolutely capable to run riot on this particular game. So we'll see, what that does mean for the entire lobby as things continue to progress. All of these guys are very capable to continue to show up in today's games. But speaking of guys, several different teams are now beginning to hop on into their vehicles and make the rotations into that zone right there. We'll be curious to see, who gets into some trouble, quite early on. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I love how 10-11 actually plays their games. They start off very passively, way in a location that no one ever goes to. I mean, even me, I've been playing for 4 years. I think I've been to Zaki once. But just no one goes to Zaki. It is a part of the map where content creators go to have picnics and create content. It is not a very known location for competitive players to jump, and they just start there passively looting, making sure they get the vehicles, they get whatever is needed, and then it's just chaos from there. As soon as they rotate from Zaki into the zone, that is when you see 10-11 just annihilating anything that comes along their path. If it moves, it goes down. That's just how they play it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They're one of those teams that knows how to continue to make the rotations and knows when to get aggressive. That's what differentiates you from some other teams, knowing when exactly to take the action, knowing exactly when to just turn up that aggression, and that's exactly what they're known for. There's some teams that would play passive, and then when they do get into the action, they don't know how to act or how to behave. But they're very experienced. They come in with years of experience, and they're bringing that into the games. But speaking about the game today, we're now also still seeing several different teams trying as much as possible to see if they can begin the rotation into that zone. We'll be curious to see what that continues to mean for all of them right here. But
interesting for Men of Blood. They landed Pachinki. They had center zone. Now they're leaving Pachinki, and it looks like they might just run into active gaming there, which is an interesting move. I mean, if you've got center zone in such a big compound like Pachinki itself, with decent solid cover, vehicles all around you, I don't see the necessity to actually move away from there. But unless they are, well, they're not very on top of the leaderboards. Maybe they're on the aggressive side this round, looking for kills. We're going to have to see how Men of Blood is going to play this one.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what that does mean for them as everyone's currently just looking to switch things up a little bit. Now is when they do need the kills to continue to boost themselves up on that leaderboard to perform a lot better. Apex is not in the lobby, so maybe some teams will definitely be looking to see if they can get those eliminations to come through, because we just saw Apex going absolutely riot in a couple of few games on Sunday. So I mean, they got back-to-back winner chicken dinner, so that definitely did put some fear in some people's hearts. So maybe, just maybe, since that they're not here today, other teams will be definitely looking to step things up and take the opportunity.
Oh, interesting movie about Magic actually hiding his limo right inside a church there. I mean, if you drive around Pachinki in a war zone with a beautiful vehicle like that, I would hide it in the church as well. Interesting move. Rest of the teams now starting to move into the zone, trying to figure out with their IGLs and their scouts, where's the zone going to go? What is the best compound to hold? Active Gaming, he's got a bicycle. So Nexus, he's ready to cycle his way out of there if it is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone is just waiting right now to see what that map is going to do, where it's going to rotate to, where it's going to move to. We still got about a couple of minutes. We still got about 2 minutes before that happens. So what we're seeing is, everyone's just positioning for now. We do see the boys from No Gaming, just trying to get into, a good spot, and all these guys are just trying to hold on to their positions for now, and over time we will then begin to see them making those rotations into that zone. But speaking about rotations, deadly coming up, it is the boys from No Gaming as well as the boys from Extremes rotating around the same vicinity. We do see Albi not too far away from Emperor. We might be seeing something going down between the two of them right here, as Emperor is just trying as much as possible to scout around this region and then invite the rest of his teammates into this position. But he's not far away from the boys from Extremis. They might just decide to push onto this location. We're curious to see if they do take the bait right there. They've lost one of the players. They come into they still got about 3 players in this game. They're hopping into vehicles as well. So are they going to move in onto that region? We'll see what that does mean. But now the support has now come in for Emperor. He has spotted a couple of them around, but it does look like Extremists will just be leaving this vicinity.
Interesting. No Gaming is very known for doing very late rotations, almost riding the blue zone all the way to the final zones. And majority of the times they get the placement points, and along with it, a couple of kill points as well. So for now, it's working for them. It's going to be interesting to see how far they can go this weekend. But they can actually pull out the chicken dinner here. They still have 4 up. I got Idea, Rusty Emperor, and Guns 007. So quite an OP team. Pretty strong team coming into this game 1. And they have the firepower. They have the manpower. It's just, can they get that chicken dinner in game 1?
Yeah, absolutely. It is what it is. We'll see, what happens so far as everyone is looking to hop onto that center circle right now. You're already beginning to see teams that's hopping into their vehicles, looking to, inch closer and closer towards that center circle. All the way at Pochinki, we do have, as you can see right there, the boys from MOB as well as IC. We might see something going down between two of them as Agatha is getting quite close towards the boys from MOB right there. We might see a skirmish going down between the two of them as it is getting closer and closer to happening right now.
Marking an M4 there for the teammates there. You also have the Extremists just at the bottom of them. So it'll be interesting if these two actually do engage. Will the Extremists come in for third party? Oh, I think, Gatti definitely spotted them on top of the church there. Men of Blood, I'm pretty sure they spotted them as well as they pull up. Yes, they did, as they take a couple of shots, damaging a Gatti, just not getting that knock in just yet. But Men of Blood have known for very aggressive gameplay. It's going to be interesting. I want these guys to push. We want the violence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what is Shaq going to do here. Magic on top, 11 on top. Shaq is already, looks like he's in the vehicle there, just waiting for that first knock. Active Gaming, fire just on the northern side of that church. Probably hearing those shots, getting ready for third party as well as Extremists. They should hear those shots as well. So we've got about 4 teams around Pachinki here, quite close to one another. Oh, and looks like one of the teammates did get a shot there on Man of Blood. Magic is quite low. But so far, Gatti manages to hold on.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one continues to play out as Agate tries to hold on to their life in this particular one up against the boys from MOB. They're sending on the shots onto themselves right there. You can see that the shots continue to let loose. And everyone continues to, take on shots onto each other. The boys from Active Gaming also pulling, quite close towards that vicinity. They come into this game with a 2-man squad, and they're right next to the boys from MOB right here. We're curious to see how
Anna Swen. I think this might be it for Men of Blood. Shook Smokey getting no idea, knocked and first today in the kill feed. So Unsolid Army, they pick up their second kill. But 11 right here on top of the church. He's in trouble here. If Anna Swen gets that knock, Active Gaming is ready to push on in. They're only a duo, but these duos, they can wipe out any team here. Rage getting right there in front of Flocky and Firsty, ready for the push. 11 there for support on top of the church. Men of Blood, they are ready for some blood right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Some crazy, stuff going down. But speaking about crazy stuff all the way on the other end, you have the boys from Invincibles coming up against the boys from 10-11. They're sending all the shots onto their position, looking to see if they can take them down. And down goes that nade. It is Beko who does come into the mix of things and drops one of them down right there. And now it does look like the push is going to be happening on this corner. But Chocolate will be having none of that as he does get one knock to boot. He does go for the second one too as well. And drops Caleb down to the ground. Goes for the finish right there. And it was on 10-11 not having quite the game that they would have hoped for, as it is the boy Chocolate, the man who is holding them back, keeping them at bay as much as he can, and does seem to be in a whole lot of trouble. Can Labis get this revive to come through? There's also the boys from Dream Team within the vicinity looking to see if they can come in through with the third party shots, but that smoke might just buy Labis the time and the opportunity to keep their hopes alive. But speaking about hopes alive, all the way on this corner too as well, the boys from Active Gaming are now beginning to get into the mix of things. They're coming up against a 3-man squad from MOB, and here you can see the shots already beginning to, let loose right there, as Active Gaming is looking to see if they can get a couple of eliminations to come through up against the boys from MOB. And there's going through in that corner, trying to get the knock to come through. They know that they're up against a 4-man squad. They have to somehow keep their hopes alive with this particular one. And Nate doing some damage onto Anez, and down he goes. And Nate coming through from Magic does do quite a lot of damage onto him. And it does look like that will be the end right there for the boys from Active Gaming, as they will get taken out by that nade coming through from the boys from MOB.
Unfortunately, Nexus, he was getting shot at through his vehicle and he jumped out just a little bit too early and he took himself out trying to go for placement. Now we got Invisibles here. They did get that initial knock there, and but they got that revive in. But now comes Cyclone Shield Esports coming in for the third party here as well as Dream Team pushing on in. Dream Team versus Cyclone Shield Esports versus Invisible. 3 teams right here inside of Kapka. It is just chaos all of a sudden. What did 10-11? Oh, down goes Happy as well from 10-11. I was just about to ask, is 10-11 completely out? Down goes Kato. Beautiful nade there from Rabbit. And the Dream Team are just pushing in hard. And I think that is it for 10-11. I think they got wiped out completely fire.
Man, not the way you would have seen things going, as they did get circled around by so many different teams. But now we're turning our sights onto the boys from Dream Team, who might just be having quite a hard time, as his eye shot and his boys looking to see if they can put in the work into the boys right there from Dream Team. But speaking of boys, also on the other corner you do have the boys from CLS now approaching this region. It is Roach who has crashed into this position right next to the boys from Dream Team, and there's so many different teams around this vicinity. The boys from Invisibles as well coming into the mix of things, and Roach continuing on with his onslaught. A little bit of damage is done to him by Chocolate, but that nade might just be able to put in, another knock up against the boys from Invisibles. But at the end of the day, it will not require damage. Now Roach is alone in this situation. He does need the rest of the support from his teammates, and that has now finally come through, as they will be looking to see if they can continue to get those eliminations to come through. They drop one body down. You can see Danny Brown right there in front, looking to take on the shots onto 2 members from Invincibles, who have retreated back into the buildings. and Invisible still holding what is a three-man squad.
Cyclone Shield Esports, they are in the best position to win this fight at the moment, as the Visibles, they did lose Senior Boy. They did pick up 3 kills. It's down to Boyka, Shonix, and Chocolate. Oh, beautiful gameplay here by Shonix, trying to get at high angle above on the roof, taking a couple of shots there through a vehicle. He knows Roach is there, but Daddy Brown, as well as Shonix, is right there next to him as well. That's Stoner and Daddy Brown. Oh, Daddy Brown almost getting knocked down there by Shonix. Beautiful single taps there from on top. And here comes Roach here from the side. Going to be interesting to see who's going to win this fight. Cyclone Shield Esports known to be very, very aggressive. A very, very strong team. Not a team you should take on lightly. But as well as the Visibles, they've got the adrenaline pumping at the moment. They won their first fight. They're ready for the second one.
Yeah, absolutely. All of these teams looking to see, what they can do in today's games. As we now see that map beginning to converge right there, the teams are, inching closer and closer towards each other. All the way up on the other end, we do have the boys from Extremis getting quite close to the ups right there. I'm not too sure what team is on ground with them. Let's take a look. I do believe it is boys from Free Esports who are currently on ground within this vicinity, looking to see if they can get into a little bit of the action of their own right there as the map just keeps getting closer and closer. Free Esports and the boys right there from Extremis going toe-to-toe against each other.
Free Esports, they managed to take out a very strong team right on landing, so they're going to be pumped up and ready for this game. In comes Abby. Let's see, can Abby do something here? He's got Free Esports, he's got 2 right there on top of him. Or almost gets knocked down here by Tims. It is now Tims versus Abby. And Tims does get the first initial knock. And Free Esports get another kill. 5 kills in total for Free Esports. And all through the window, he gets shot on down. Can they support and get that pick up? Can they remain a 3-man squad? They're down to 2. And they do wipe out the Extremists at Free Esports. Oh, they've still got Dollars left. Dollars is still up for Extremists. And they got 2 knocked on Free side. Tims is back up, down to Ramsey. Tims needs to heal up again. Mando gets firsted. It's all down to Rusty now. Oh, beautiful shots there from Dollars. Completely wiping out Free Esports. And they pick up 3 kills right there.
Man, amazing stuff coming through right there at the end of the day. It looked like it was going to be the boys from Extreme who were going to take that fight, but at the end of the day, that one will be going down to the boys from Extremis. It's sort of short destruction on both end and at the end of the day, but quite some interesting one to see. Now, speaking about interesting, the boys from CLS will continue on with their onslaught right here as they do turn their sights onto the boys from UA. Vanessa has been dropped down. Remember, UA lost one of the members quite early on. It was Jesse who had gotten taken down early, and right now it does look like they have 2 of the players who have been knocked down within this vicinity, and that confirmation finally coming through as Vanessa has been put down to the ground.
Cyclone Shield Esports now on 4 kills. Not a bad kill count coming in game 1. Now, he's still got about 10 teams alive in this final zones. We got Invisibles still pulling up there onto Cyclone Shield Esports. They're not done with them yet. But look at No Gaming. They've went all the way to the top northern side of the map to almost center of the zone. And they've displayed passively, just cruised all the way from on top, from the northern side, past everyone, didn't third party any team, and have managed to secure themselves a pretty decent spot inside the center of the zone. They've got a pretty good chance to make it far in game 1. What is he gonna icy get? Men of Blood just rolling past your might here. Just manages to get past them. Top C19. He's just scrolling past all the teams, looking for his place to stay, but oh, it looks like he lost his back tire. That is not good for Top C. Will he be able to get a spot for himself?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in an open field here, not a best place. Here comes Deji MVP. Team 10 pulling up right on top of Boyka. And he managed to spot them and decides, you know what, no, that's not a good compound. Let's get away from there. but he does have a teammate that decides to engage still while he rolls away from it. And Week does get knocked on down. Deji is the last remaining player for his team now.
Some Rage having, quite a very tight game as they do lose a couple of members right here. There are a lot of teams who have been feeling the hurt, and Deji trying what's possible to see if he can get himself into a great spot within that zone. Is now getting shots coming through from several different regions. He's lost a tire, so his work is pretty slow right now. The boys from CLS continue on sending the shots onto his position. There's also that last player from UA, so he's got to battle the zone, find a way to get in, as well as evade the shots coming through from all of the ups right there. There's still Mad C within this vicinity who's taking a look at several different players all around this position. And you can see right there from that map what is going on, as we do see Vintage from Foul Play. Foul Play has got to finally begin to make their move into that zone. But Deji will now be taken out by the boys from CLS. He's been sent back into the lobby, and CLS is continuing on with their onslaught in this particular game as they do continue to punish so many different teams around them.
And just look at No Gaming there. I've mentioned it before, how they rotated passively past everyone. And just look at the position they find themselves in here, coming into the third final zone. Pretty decent spot where I think the second final zone will maybe move up onto. They are in such a good position, just playing it passively. They did pick up one kill, they did lose idea, but a 3-man squad here in the third final zone, that is not bad at all. Now I got Men of Blood here pulling up on the side. It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually defend this compound now against all these good teams that have managed to avoid this entire game, coming in here now trying to take over the compound and find themselves in. Men of Blood getting spotted here by Danny Brown for Cyclone Shield Esports. Rage on top of that mountain there, and it looks like he's out of ammo. No, he manages to reload just in the nick of time. Cyclone Shield Esports still coming in with a full team, 5 kills on the board. Pretty strong team. We've seen them, what they can do in final zones. And we know they've got the experience, they've got the manpower, they got the firepower. Oh, and he gets spotted there. 11 almost getting knocked out of his vehicle there on top as Danny Brown takes a couple of shots there onto him. But he's still got Rage way off in the distance, and Rage does get, 11 mob does take down Ninja. And, down goes Roach as well. Cyclone Shield Esports, they are in trouble here as Men of Blood are just knocking them left, right, and center from all sides. What a beautiful spot 11 found himself in there, way on the side, while the rest of Men of Blood were right there on top of the action. Beautiful off angle.
Yeah, absolutely. The boys from CLS were looking like they were on the front foot for now. Getting peppered right there. So a couple of the players will get sent down to the ground. But speaking about players getting sent down to the ground, you can now see that Vintage and his boys are not having quite the best of times right here as the shots continue to let loose onto their position. They're coming up against some ice, and it's just left with Curry to somehow keep the hopes alive in this game. That nade coming through onto Agatha does a little bit of damage, but he loses some HP too as well. So that causes Agatha to retreat a little bit, and I do believe it's a 1v1 situation. Now he's taking a high position. He does turn to another player instead of trying to take Agatha out. I'm not sure exactly why he did that in that moment, but at the end of the day, the third party coming through will seal that one.
No Gaming with the third party picking up a cheeky kill from the side, and now No Gaming is pushing on in, and this might be it for Agati. Can Agati get that revive onto Floki? He manages, Agati manages to get that revive in, but down as the revive came in, he goes down, and down goes Agati, and No Gaming pick up 2 more kills, 4 kills on the board, 3 players left, and it is down to Rusty Emperor and Guns 007. Still got a little way to go into the zone, but still only got 3 teams left remaining. Who do you think is going to take the first game?
Man, it is pretty difficult to say at this particular point in time as things are pretty even between the 3 of them. But the boys from MLB do have the numbers to seal this particular game, and if I'm going to give it to anyone, it's obviously going to be them because, like I said, they just do have the the sheer numbers. It's a three-way situation, as you can see. There was some no gaming, losing a couple of buddies right there, as they do have two other players who have now been currently dropped down to the ground. MOB still in the conversation of things, looking to see how well they can do. But here comes the boys from No Gaming, the two-man team. Rusty trying as much as possible to see if he can get into that zone with Invincibles right there in front of him, and it's Chocolate who hops into his vehicle, and the shots now begin to let loose. It does a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to send him down. But Rusty continues on with his journey. He needs to get into that zone. I'm not sure if that was him who took down Chocolate. Actually, that went to the boys from MOB.
Men of Blood, I think I'm looking for cast a curse on them. I think they are going to take this game. They've got a beautiful spot inside of zone, keeping the Invisibles at bay. They already got 2 knocked, and just like that, as we said it, Men of Blood, they take game 1. Beautiful game for Men of Blood, and they do so with 9 kills in total. Beautiful game by them. Invisibles coming in second place there with 7 kills, and No Gaming in third place with 4.
All right, guys. So it is what it is. We are still live and direct here. We are going to be taking a quick break. We'll be right for some more action once we take that break. Go cool down a little bit. We've seen a lot of violence right now, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. See you soon.
See you now.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023.
situation in front of us. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. That's what
There we go, guys. We are back for game 2. Beautiful game one from Men of Blood, taking game one. We got 3 more games loading. So let's jump in right into game two and see who's going to be the game two champions. Can Men of Blood get a second chicken dinner, or will we see a new team coming into play taking game two? Let's jump in and see where's all the action going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Be curious to see who does, stand up tall in this particular one. Who is going to be getting that winner chicken dinner to come through? As we do see all of the players, just gearing up for what is going to be a fantastic second game. That map moving all the way from that southwestern region towards that south central around Impala. And there's a lot of buildings for those teams to work with. But teams who usually have their positions around places like Crater Fields, Hacienda water treatment might be looking to see if they can jump right there. But we might be having 2 teams landing within the same vicinity. It is the boys from UA and No Gaming around the same corners right there. Be curious to see, what does ensue between the two of them, as we do know that usually Mirama does provide us with some early basketball action.
And it's going to be interesting to see 2 passive teams that normally play a very slow start game landing on top of each other. How this one is going to play on out? How aggressive can they be when they need to be aggressive, especially on landing? We had an interesting western to eastern flight path there on the southern side of the map. So not a lot of jump locations left, especially for the teams that's normally used to landing on the northern side of Miramar. So probably a few of them having to go to their secondary jump locations. It's going to be interesting to see how this one's going to play out, especially with the teams that normally jump on the southern side, how they're going to defend their primary jump locations versus their new neighbors and new teams jumping on top of them. Got quite a few teams quite close to one another. 3 Esports, they managed to do pretty good in the start of game one. Can they do even better here in game two? Can they load on their kills and maybe rank in a chicken dinner here in game two? They've got a very strong team coming in with Ramsey, Timms, Solo, and Mando. I'm going to have to see here. Oh, back here to No Gaming and Unsullied Army. 2 very passive teams just checking each other out for now. No one pushing in just yet. No knocks yet. No fire yet. Both of them just saying, hey, we know you are there. We are here as well. How about we just split ways? I'm pretty sure they are both thinking that at the moment. Let's split ways and beat each other in the end zone again. And look at it. The zone moved all the way up there to the northern side. Now that's going to work out perfectly for teams like 10, 11 that are already there in Al Azhar side. Deep inside of zone, as well as 3 Esports moving in there to San Martin side. Got Extremist here on the southeastern side, just above Impala. Glass Leonis Active Gaming going to have a fairly easy way into zone as well. We've got these bottom teams here at the bottom, like Cyclone Shield Esports, Dream Team, Unsullied Army, No Gaming. They're all going to have to rotate through quite a few teams just to get into the first zone. And normally with these rotations, that's where you lose a player or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll continue to see how that does build up for these teams as they are gearing up for those positions all the way up, not on that zone. The zone shifting them south and then deciding to, move all the way north, leading to them, wanting to start or needing to make, those huge journeys all the way up on those sides. So we'll see how that one does play out. The boys from No Gaming, like you did mention, these 2 teams are quite passive on how they take on their fights. So be curious to see, what does happen for them at the end of the day. But we'll see how that one does play out, as all of these guys are just for now taking on their loot. It's just UA right here, as well as the boys from No Gaming, who are within the same vicinity. Well, it's looking like No Gaming is just going to pull away from this fight, as they might not be looking to enter into an altercation with the boys from UA.
And I mean, they still have 2 minutes before the zone starts to close for the stage 1 of the zone, but still 2 minutes from the position that they are without vehicles. Miramar is very known. If you move outside of that zone and you do not have a vehicle and you try to catch up, you will never catch up to the zone in Miramar. It just moves that quickly, especially on foot. So 2 minutes seems long, but trust me, it is not long enough, especially if you do not have fast transportation towards that zone. Men of Blood here coming from the church side, just on the western side of Los Leones. They're starting to move in. They might run right into foul play as foul play just walls that southern side of Picardo, just on the outside skirts, using those small buildings. They might just catch quite a few teams rotating there past them, as well as Rage and one as well there on the western side near Montenegro. That needs to go into the eastern side, might also run into foul play, or the Invisibles, or free gaming, all holding that west southern side of this stage 1 zone.
Yeah, we'll see what that does mean for a couple of these teams right here. But speaking about a couple of teams, it does look like finally the boys from No Gaming are now beginning to enter into a notification right there. So you can see Vanessa does drop one of the players from No Gaming down, and this is where the action now begins to ensue between these two teams. Right, you can see Emperor popping on the smoke, trying to see if they can get that revive to come through. I'm not sure that is probably the wisest of decisions, but no gaming might just be able to get that revive just in time. There was some UA just circling around this region. It's Vanessa who's leading the charge right there, looking to see if she can get that second elimination to come through. But Rusty is currently holding and keeping them at bay. Jesse trying to come into the mix of things, does get dropped down, and it does look like smoke goes down to as well. And this is where Vanessa has got to step it up for the team right there. For the 1K gets one knock, but at the end of the day, he will get dropped down to the ground, and it's just left for Vanessa within this vicinity.
And I mean, Vanessa actually had the angle there to get a potential second and third knock, and just shows the passive side of these teams that are not used to being that aggressive, especially on landing, playing it more safely towards teams that we know, like 10-11, like Team Apex, with one knock, they just full send it. I mean, how many times have we seen it? One knock, and he just full sends it with his vehicle right into the team. If he dies or not, that is just how aggressive that team is compared to these passive teams. And now Vanessa has his counter for him as I mean, he's got a full team of No Gaming pulling up right on one player. Vanessa did get one kill in, but still got a 3-man team now gunning for Vanessa. Let's see what is Vanessa going to do here. Can they get, managed to get one knock, but down goes Vanessa, and it is No Gaming that will take out Unsullied Army here quite early in the game with only one kill point. See their guns 007 on 2 kills. They'd lose one player. And there we go. Still stage 1 of the zone. You can see a lot of these southern teams. They're going to have a lot of problems rotating into that zone, as the majority of the flight path of all the teams just managed to get just that southern side of stage 1 zone, with only 3 and Invisibles all taking that center part of zone. 10-11 on Al Azhar. It's gonna be tight for these teams. We're gonna see so much action just in these rotations. We're gonna really see Cyclone Shield Esports. They're rotating quite close to Men of Blood, where we see a few teams there losing a couple of players in these rotations. Rage Esports as well, Top G coming quite close there to Mad Gaming from Top C19 as well. Active Gaming, they've got an easy way in. There's no one in front of them from Los Leones side. Invisibles, Boyka, Shawnex, Shoko, and Senior Boy quite comfortably deep inside of the center zone. They can basically go anywhere from where they are at the moment.
Yeah, it does look like that there's a fight coming through between MOB and CLS. Both parties getting into the mix of things. It does look like one of the players right there for CLS has been dropped. MOB is down to the last guy. It is left with 11 to somehow keep the hopes alive in this particular game, but it does look like he was going to just be getting out of dodge in that particular situation.
Yeah, unfortunately, Men of Blood now down to 11, the last player left. So it's not looking very good for Men of Blood. Winning game 1, coming in here with game 2 with only 1 player left in the first zone, already losing 3 players. The Cyclone Shield Esports manages to, in a rotation, take out 3 of them. Beautifully played there by Cyclone Shield Esports, but unfortunate for Men of Blood. They are going to have a very difficult time going into the second game.
Absolutely, it is what it is for the boys from Men of Blood. But speaking of which the rotations are now beginning to come through for all of these teams. You can see them just itching closer and closer to what several different teams right there. And there's the boys from Free Esports who have their side set on to the boys from Invincibles right there, and we'll be curious to see if they do get into the skirmish between themselves and Senior Boy. Senior Boy also around this vicinity. He's quite aware of their position around, and we'll be looking to see if they can get into one or two altercations right there.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, down goes Sean X. Freeman manages to get that first knock onto the Invisibles, and Sean X will get knocked as Mondo is going to pull up for that confirm. He's got no one near him at the moment. See, can his teammate get to him in time? Maybe throw a smoke, get him some cover. If they blow up that vehicle, that is it for Sean X. As Rumsey is just laying there on top, just laying fire onto Choco. As he did try to get to his teammate, but it's going to be impossible. Choco is going to do. Abby does get confirmed by Kaido. 10-11 as well. Down goes Dollars. 10-11. They are on fire there in the kill feed as well. Oh, here comes another one. But Rumsey's just laying prone there. He's just laying fire to anyone pulling up on top of him. Mandu right there on top of them as well. But beautiful cover fire here from behind from Ramsey, taking down Mando, taking down Senior Boy, and getting a confirm as well. So now Invisible's now down to the last two players. We have a full team from Free Esports. Are they going to chase and see if they can get 4 kills, or will they leave them be? Let's have a look and see what is TMZ going to do here. Tim's right there in front, manages to see where they're going to rotate to, just laying fire on top of them. And now Choco and Boyka, they are in trouble.
Yeah, check on Boyka, finding himself in a very precarious situation right here, in a sticky situation, and they've got to get out of this position as the ops are currently surrounding them, looking to see if they can take out the rest of the players. And it does look like Choco, quite aware of Ramsey's position, does try as much as possible to see if he can evade, but Ramsey's also already within the vicinity to begin that conversation. He's not letting loose. The boys from Free Esports are not letting go of their juggler right there. They do want to get those eliminations to come through. You can see that they're pretty much surrounding them. Mondo and his other teammate are currently behind the boys from Invisibles. Invisibles are looking to see if they can take them out. The only escape from this is to fight your way through the boys from Free Esports, and somehow they must get a knock onto either Mondo or Ramsey if they do want to secure a way out of this situation.
An interesting gameplay here with Ramsey already rotating, flanking wide around them, making sure they've got nowhere to go. You got Solo at the backside, just laying fire, telling where the rest of the team must go to completely surround Invisible teams. So Boyka and they've got nowhere to go. They're completely surrounded. They're stuck in that one small building with a full team surrounding them, nading every single one. Or they did get a knock on Solo, as Solo does get the return knock onto Choco. It's all down to Boyka.
Boyka holding on to their life in this particular one as he's looking to see if he can get that revived. The rest of the players right there from Free Esports have still got the work cut out for them. The nade coming into those positions, looking to see if they can seal the deal right there and pull him down to the ground. But at the end of the day, it will not be connecting. Quite a serious one coming through right there, but you can see Ramsey now leading the chart. There's also 10-11 that's now coming into the mix of things. It is Hap and Bego who have now gotten into that conversation right there, looking to see if they can get into the mix with Boyka and his boys. They have heard the shots coming through and want to get into that violence right there. Ramsey trying to pull in that nade onto that position where the last player from Visibles is currently at. It sends a nade right there, but Beko will return a nade onto his position and put him down to the ground.
And just like that, with a third party, 10-11, being as aggressive as they are, just comes in for third party and completely destroys the Free Esports' plan here of getting 2 extra kills. And just like that, Free Esports gets wiped out. And I'm unsure, I'm not even sure 10-11 actually knows that Invisible's Boyka is still hiding in a corner in this house. He's not moving at all. He's praying there. Like, please, wipe each other out and move away from here. And just like that, Invisible, they get another chance to get a few placement points here.
Yeah, we're curious to see, what that does mean, for these two guys right there, as things are now beginning to get super, super, super dangerous. But while that is happening within that vicinity, and Boyka, the last one hopeful for his team, is currently trying to see if he can hold them out. So let's turn our sights onto the boys from CLS, who is in quite a situation of their own. It does look like they're pushing the boys from Mad, looking for the rest of the players.
As well as Cinder in a map, no gaming. And down goes CLS. They found Topsy, found one of the players there. And in comes Danny Brown. Danny Brown getting that confirmed as the Topsy 19 gets the confirm on Stoner. Stoner coming down for CLS, but a still 3-man team up. 5 kills on the board. Not a bad start for Cyclone Shield Esports here coming into game 2. But here comes Active Gaming now from behind. Active Gaming heard the shots. They're in here for the third party. Active Gaming now with looks like a 3-man team or a full-man team. I'm not sure yet. Looks like a 3-man team from spectators' point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we got so many teams rotating so close to one another.
But take a look at this. Boyka fighting on for dear life for as long as he can. By the end of the day, he will get dropped. And now turning the sights onto Danny Brown, who tried as much as possible to see if he could get into the mix of things with the boys from Active Gaming, but he will get peppered right there. It's a 3v3 situation. The boys from Active Gaming coming into this one with a 3-man squad. It is Nexus and Ness and Surprise within the vicinity. And it does look like Danny Brown's currently, just trying to rotate them long, looking for a good position. His vehicle is pretty much sport at this point in time.
Yeah, it's a 3v3 at the moment. Active Gaming versus Cyclone Shield Esports, 2 very, very strong teams. It's still anyone's game. Whatever team gets the first knock, that is the team that will most likely win this engagement. And everyone just taking their time, waiting for that first team to make a mistake and just get it off angle. Honest when they're just on the side. Let's see, can Danny Brown, looks like Danny Brown does have an idea where Honest one is. Who's going to get that first knock? Are they going to continue fighting right here at this corner? Is one of the teams going to start rotating away, maybe get another position?
Yeah, I'm curious to see, how this one plays out. There's so much action going down at every single corner of the map, and teams are now beginning to let it loose. But right here, the boys from Active Gaming trying as much as possible to see if they can hold on to their life, as Arnez will get thirsted right there. And the boys from Active Gaming are now left with just 2 players. It is Nexus and Surprise, who are within this vicinity, trying as much as possible to see if they can hold things down. And they're also on the kill feed.
Can surprise us and get a team wipe here. But we do know Cyclone Shield Esports, they are super aggressive. They're coming with everything here into game 2. They didn't have quite a bad game in game 1, but it looks like they're in here to win this game 2. They've got a lot of kills currently loaded. It's still early. It's only stage 3 of the zone at the moment. There's still a minute and 20 seconds left. So they've got all the time in the world. And they still got 3 teams up. They've got Stoner on 2 kills, Danny Brown on 2 kills, Manny YT on 2 kills. Only Ninja is still waiting for his first kill for the team. 6 kills in total for Cyclone Shield Esports as Danny Brown is full sending it in with his buggy. He's seen Surprise there, rotating away with his vehicle. So what is Danny Brown going to do here? Getting an off angle, almost getting taken out by Surprise there. Man, he's just full sending it. He always got some backup. See, is he going to use the vehicle to try and run over or almost get shot on down? Down goes Nexus. It's all down to Surprise now. The last remaining hope for Active Gaming. Is Cyclone Shield Esports going to wipe out Active Gaming completely? Or is Surprise going to surprise us now? Let's see. Here comes Danny Brown. Danny Brown does take. It is Ninja. Ninja with his second kill and 8 kills in total for Cyclone Shield Esports coming into stage 3 of the zone right here inside of Miramar. Beautifully played by Cyclone Shield Esports.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there for the boys from Cyclone Shield Esports, as they did take out the boys right there from Active Gaming. All right, so we still got about 9 teams left within the lobby who are looking to, perform quite well in this one. As you can see, that map is moving all the way towards that northern region around Hacienda. There's several different teams already finding themselves in a good spot right there, as the boys from Rage Dream Team 1 already within a good spot, and Vicinity 10-11, as well as Extremist are edging it all the way towards that northeastern region. You can see that IC is also looking to see if they can make those rotations to come through. Men of Blood are also still within this conversation with 11. I do believe he's the last one hopeful for his team, and you can see the boys from CLS, after continuing on with the fight that they had with the boys from Active Gaming, would now be looking to see if they can make the rotations into that zone. Heading from that southern side might cost them to get into a skirmish with the boys from One Nation or Dream Team.
Man, I love how Dream Team situated himself right there at the bottom side of the water treatment. That is a perfect spot, and we know Dream Team knows Miramar very, very well. They always seem to do good inside of Miramar. It's going to be interesting to see, can they actually get that chicken dinner here in Game 2. Dream Team haven't seen a lot of their heel strats yet in NPL, as they are quite known for leaving one of their players behind, with almost 40 or 50 first aids, as many as he can carry, with some laying on the ground as well, always healing his way into the finals. But let's see, let's see, we got an Extremist here with a beautiful nade. Or is Agate, who's going to get that knock? Wolf is currently down. It's all down to Zombie. Is Zombie going to be able to get that revive in? Or are they going to get pushed here? Looks like they are pushing up. Zombie now the last remaining player. Beautiful nade. And here comes Zombie getting the first knock. Beautiful shot from Zombie. Falling back, trying to get a heal on in. Here comes the rest of the teams. Are they going to take him out? Gets a second knock. Beautiful stuff from Zombie. Getting 2 knocks there. It's all down to Gatti. Zombie doing brilliantly. Oh, but here comes 10-11 here for the third party yet again. And 10-11 just wipes out the Extremist, taking that final kill. But beautifully played there by Zombie. And 10-11 picking up a cheeky little kill. Kaido on 7 kills fire. Beautiful stuff by 10-11 here, coming in with 14 kills in stage 4 of game 2.
Man, absolutely amazing stuff coming through right there, as Kaido does get into the mix of things with those 7 eliminations to come through. Definitely, they're not missing, anyone in the lineup, as they are capable of battling it out right there. Hape also putting in a massive contribution right there with those 5 eliminations to come through, and the boys right there from 10-11 are now continuing to show their dominance on the game. But speaking about dominance in this particular game, we do see several different teams now continuing on their rotations into that central spot right there. We got a boys from Dream Team situated quite comfortable. This zone is also moving towards that region around Hacienda. We do have the boys from One Nation who had taken out the boys from CLS, if it did not miss that on the kill feed, as well as the boys from Foul Play who are currently edging it. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that and see how it does develop.
10-11 actually coming here from the eastern side. They've got quite an open zone in front of them. It's going to be an easy rotation for them to get into that zone. Coming with a 3-man team, it's going to be quite difficult for teams to eliminate them coming in there from the eastern side. But Dream Team still have a pretty decent spot inside of that center zone. As you can see, Foul Play already taking a couple of shots on top of it. Beautiful stuff there. Now you got Dream Team already inside of zone. You got Rage Esports on the northern side, and it looks like 10-11 they pulled back up to the west northern side and might just run right into them. Is 10-11. We've seen them fall short in game 1 by running into Cycling Shield Esports and making a few mistakes. And looks like 10-11 they are making up for it here in game 2.
Yeah, definitely. They're more than making up for it, as they're getting into action after action right there with so many different teams. And now it is Deji and his boys who are beginning to feel the hurt. The rat coming through from the boys right there from 10-11. Kaido and his boys are putting up what is an absolutely outstanding performance as they continue to send on the shots into several different teams.
Yeah, definitely 10-11 are dominating this lobby here in game two. I'm going to wonder what team is going to be able to stop them in their tracks here. But 10-11, they look unstoppable at the moment. But Dream Team, they've got the best compound currently inside of the zone coming into stage 5. Can they hold on? Can they wipe out 10-11 right here on the edge of the southern side? Right on there.
Yeah, it's a very tough one for a lot of these guys. I'll be curious to see, how they do respond to the dominance that's coming through. And we're seeing right here from 10-11. And we'll continue to keep a very close eye on that one. But
Rage Esports having very difficult time getting into that zone. They've got Dream Team focusing on them from the northern side. And right on the southern side, they've got 10-11, shooting their vehicles and any sort of cover they're coming in here with on the southern side as well. So they're in a pretty bad spot at the moment, as looks like their MVP might just get knocked any second here. He's only got a small rock to hide behind, and he's got 10-11 on one side. He's got Dream Team on top side. In behind them comes 11 from Men of Blood as well, the last remaining solo player for Men of Blood. And this is now in stage 5. This is now where it gets interesting. There's only limited cover left inside of the zone. Not a lot of rocks, not a lot of solid cover for these teams to play with. So if you don't have your vehicles, if you don't have throwables or smokes, you're going to have a very difficult time getting past these OP players. Foul play now, trying to push in as well. But 10-11, they've got that compound completely surrounded and secured.
yeah, we'll see. What that does mean for them. The boys from 10-11 are looking quite strong with themselves, but we also do see 11 coming into the mix of things as he's looking to see if he can get in on that conversation. But the boys from 10-11 are now beginning to show their dominance. They want to seal this game. They want to grab those maximum points as they are dropping bodies left, right, center, and it is Hap once again who's stepping things up. He's got 6 eliminations to come through for his team, and he's looking quite great in this particular one. The boys from Dream Team not having quite the best of times to themselves right there, as they have things quite difficult for now. We'll see what that does mean at the end of the day, but all of these teams have got to find a way to get into that zone. We still got about 5 teams right here within this vicinity. The boys from Dream Team are still looking like they can pull up something in this game, but all the way on that corner, right, is 3 players from 10-11 who could seal this one.
Man, 10-11 reading the zone beautifully, zone favoring them all the way, and you can see Happy is just focusing on the Dream Team here, making sure they're going to have a difficult time rotating in, and he gets one out of the vehicle, the other one is out of the vehicle. They got 2 knocked from one vehicle, and they get elimination with the vehicle explosion as well. Dream Team now left with the last 2 remaining players. And Loser almost gets knocked out of his vehicle as well. Let's see, can 10-11 keep them from entering the zone? They did manage to get into that zone. One of their players from the Dream Team, foul play behind him, still needs to get on in as well. Not happy as having none of this. He's going to go in for the confirm. He's going to make sure the Dream Team is completely out. Wipe them out, stop them right here in their tracks. And he's not having any of it. He is aggressive as always. Foul play now coming in as well. Foul play right behind the Dream Team. Oh, that's a beautiful nade. And that is a beautiful nade from Happy, taking out the Dream Team. Yakko foul player now, the last 2 remaining players from the foul team. Can they get into zone, or is Happy going to stop them as well?
Man, they're not having quite the best of times right there, as all of these teams are looking quite dangerous. You can see Young Mike comes into the mix of things, but at the end of the day, that will be the end of that game right there, as the boys from 10-11 sealed the deal with that man. Those 2 players, Kaido and Hap, looking absolutely outstanding. Between the 2 of them alone, they did get 17 eliminations to come through, and my goodness, what a game coming through for all of these guys, as they will be sealing that one with 19 eliminations.
19 kills fire. What even? How many times have you seen that big of a kill count in this type of hard lobbies? I mean, it's not easy teams. Don't get us wrong. It is not easy teams. We've seen all of these teams doing extremely well coming into NPL, in the previous rounds, coming into the spring rain split playoffs, and 10-11 getting 19 of those kills. Man, that is what a performance from 10-11 coming into game two, getting that chicken dinner with that amount of kill points. The rest of the teams didn't do so bad as well. We've seen Cyclone Shield Esports being very aggressive as well, picking up quite a few kills for his team. And they also didn't do bad in game one. So they're going to be pretty happy about the points, after these two games. So it's going to be interesting, the leaderboard, to see where are they all going to stand. We're going to take a short break before we come back for game three. We'll see you guys now.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
the situation in front of us. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need a nigga with me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. That's what to be out your way, no drama involved. But if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need a liquor with me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. That's what me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. But that's what me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That me. But that's what me. That me. Oh, me. That me. Oh, me. That
And there we go, guys. We are back for Game 3, another episode of Complete Violence. Man, what an interesting Game 2, 10-11 brought us. Can they do so again in Game 3? Or can Men in Blood jump back and see if they can get their second chicken dinner here tonight? Let's jump right into our Game 3 and see who's going to be our Game 3 champions. Oh, there we go. Beautiful west to eastern flight path. Another Miramar game coming in here from the bottom side of Los Higos, going just over the northern side of Los Leones and ending there on Al Azhar side fire.
Man, absolutely amazing stuff. Going to be another probable spectacle in this particular game. We're already beginning to see several different teams just land quite close to each other. It is both from Mad as well as the both from Dream Team who are landing within this vicinity. And it does look like the boys from Dream Team are gearing up for what might be a very interesting fight going down between the two of them. So several different teams will be looking to see, you know, if they can grab themselves a very great spot. But like we saw in the previous game, the boys from UA were the ones who got into an early fight with no gaming. This time around, it's the boys from Mad who are leading the charge right next to Dream Team.
Dream Team, only a three-man team coming in here in this game. Going to be interesting to see how they're going to play this out. Active Gaming going to Los Leones, no change there, no gaming, still going to Los Higos side, but it does look like Jesse and the rest of UAE going way up northeastern side towards Camp Palatine side there on top. But they do have Habitable Gaming following them quite closely, and it looks like they're going to take the Terry Bronca, while UAE is still going up to the northern Campo Palatine side. The rest of the teams all spread out inside of the zone. There was a much better flight path, giving these teams their primary jump locations quite easily reachable. Still no one going up to that western side of El Pozo, but we do see Dream Team here. They do have some neighbors. Can they chase away their neighbors? How are they going to play this one? Will they be able to get out of there with a full team again?
We'll be curious to see how that one continues to play out between these two guys as they're each inching quite close. gaming. We'll keep an eye and see, how that one is building up to, as well as it will be Manny who does get caught off guard.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cyclone Shield Esports losing a player here. They still have a 3v3 here inside between a Dream Team and Bad Gaming. And you can see Sting here already pushing up onto 777 Jax OP. Let's see, what is Sting going to do? Will he be able to get that first knock on in? He's loaded with a level 1 helmet, level 2 vest. He's only got one smoke. He's got no throwables, but he does have an AK and an M249 locked and loaded. And here's Sting. Let's see who's going to get that first knock. Oh, and Sting managed to do a little bit of damage there with his AKM. And in comes Sting there as well. Sting is right on top of Jax OP. Jax OP managed to get out, but as he jumps out, it is Armani that's going to get that first knock onto Jax. And he's going to get confirmed as well, as Sting confirms that knock for his teammate. And that is it now. 2v3 Dream Team definitely in trouble here, as Rabbit is split up away from the rest of his teammate. He's going to have a difficult time getting across to Lucid.
Wow, what a game right there. Well played early on right there from Sting, going on and getting that elimination to come through. Well, he didn't actually get the elimination, but for any one of them. You can see Rabbit right there just being absolutely quiet, just waiting for his opportunity. Lucy is stuck as well. Both of them are like snakes, just waiting to pounce on the approaching team, and we'll see what that does mean.
Oh, Sting might just run right into Lucid. Yeah, I wonder, will he be able to win this fight against Lucid, holding his position? But he does have Armani and Topsy pushing on to Rabbit, and that's going to be a 2v1. And Lucid does take down Madstick, knocked and firsted, and now he makes it a 2v2. Now it's anyone's game again. And it's going to be interesting to see, can Topsy and Armani take down Lucid? Oh, just like that, Rabbit, and from behind Lucid. What a beautiful angle there from the two teams. They did lose Jax OP, but Rabbit and Lucid managed to pick up 3 kills for the team and get that revive in quite comfortably as well. So they're going to move into the next stage of the zone with only a duo with 3 kills on the board.
Going down in several different vicinities, as all of these teams are now beginning to hop into their vehicles. Senior Boy and the rest of his players are just watching and looking around to see if they can get into the action right there. They've got the boys from Free Esports not too far away from them, and it does look like we might be seeing something going down between these two teams. We'll keep an eye and see how that one does build up between these two guys. But my goodness, what a game today that we've seen so far coming through. But right here on that map, we do see it just moving pretty central, Enigma.
Yeah, everyone gunning for San Martin. I'm guessing they've seen these zones quite a few times. And I mean, if you've played for 4 years and you've played competitively for this long, then you can more or less, with these zones, recognize already where final zones more or less will move to, especially after the first 2 zone shifts. That's where these teams, especially when you're in this pro scene, you can already read these zones and tell where you need to rotate to. And so far, it looks like all of these teams are guessing that it's going to come San Martin side, as everyone is just gunning for the center of San Martin. About 4 or 5 teams just around San Martin at the moment, with every every compound on the side already taken. You already have so many teams in the vehicles rotating the same direction. It's going to be a lot of gunfights here inside of San Martin.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We'll see, how that one does play out as all those teams are making the rotations around that region, like you've spoken about in San Martin, and it'll be curious to see, what that does mean. There was some free esports as well as Invincibles within this vicinity, waiting for the opportunity to now begin to put in the hurt and the damage onto several different teams rotating around them. The high ground is being occupied by the boys from Invincibles as Senior Boy and Cole and Sean X at Boyka are holding quite what is a very great spot. But regardless of things, so many different teams are still rotating around that spot. You also got the boys from Rage lurking around this vicinity, and it'll be curious to see what happens or what's going to push them to begin to make that move. Just not of them, you have the boys from 10-11 who will also most likely look to get into the conversation as well.
Oh, we know 10-11, as soon as they hear that first shot drop, 10-11 is about to pull on up. Habital Gaming coming in there from the northeastern side as well, going closer and closer to a Hacienda side. They might just run right into 10-11 there. One Gaming and Foul Play, one Men of Blood, Cyclo Shield Esports, all here on the southern side, all pushing up a little bit more north. Looks like Foul Play just holding Picardo at the moment, while Men of Blood is rotating on a mountain just above them. Cyclone Shield Esports holding the southern side with, looks like Team 1 still holding on to Montenevo side. There's still quite a few teams still outside of the zone that still need to rotate in as well. Where's our next fight going to be? I'm pretty sure we'll see Rage Esports and the Invisibles at Free Esports. One of those three teams starting to fire up on one another pretty soon.
Yeah, the three teams are inching quite close towards each other and just waiting for that one opportunity. But regardless of the opportunities to come through Mirama, usually does start off a bit slow but continues to edge. But speaking about the opportunity, the Senior Boy who now turns the sights onto Rumsey. Rumsey now feeling the heat as the damage is done, quite a lot of it actually, to put him down. And Rumsey just decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to stop right there on my tracks and make sure that I do not get taken out. But this might just provide Senior Boy.
I mean, in this situation, I'd rather get away from there. I mean, you're in a bad spot. You're in the open. You do have your vehicle with you. You've got no idea where the rest of his teammates are. If they pulled up right behind you on their shots, are you with your back in the open? You don't have enough information to initiate a push to know that you will get that knock for sure. So he took the right chance here for me to get away from there and rather get to the rest of his teammates. Choose violence.
But it is what it is. As the boys from Free Esports play that one quite smart and rotate all the way towards those buildings right there. But regardless of how long you run away from this fight, things will still eventually force you. As you can see that map is just now beginning to close up around Graveyard, Picado, La Bendita, and a lot of teams who are outside that zone will now begin to make their rotations again.
Looks like the Extremist and Active Gaming moving quite close to Men of Blood there, right on the southern side of La Bandita. It looks like Active Gaming right into them. By the looks of it on the map here, you've got about three teams right there across San Martin. Well, it looks like he was surprised to see there's already a team waiting in that compound where he was going. And just like that, he does a 180 and he gets out of there. That is the smart move, especially for a scout. Trying to get a decent spot for his team. The scout doesn't want to get right there in top of the action on a full team, especially not in this type of lobby. but Men of Blood does take a little bit of damage as Active Gaming did choose to get into this engagement as Aniswin already takes a couple of shots onto them. But Men of Blood still a full team coming against a 3-man team here from Active Gaming. Only got Nexus, Aniswin, and Surprise. Let's see, can the 3-man team stop Men of Blood right here? Men of Blood did take game 1. They did pretty good in game 2, surviving with a solo player all the way up until the second final zone. Will they bounce back here in game 3?
Right here, and the boys from Active Gaming have retreated away from that fight, or that potential fight coming up against the boys from MOB. But now taking a look at these two teams who have been dancing around each other for quite a while, and now it does look like they have now finally found themselves in a very sticky situation. Now.
Yeah, it looks like the Visibles pulling right here on top of Freesports. But look at that, with a damaged vehicle and with his back against the wall there on a team, he decides, you know what, I'm going to take this burning vehicle. I'm just going to rotate a little bit and I'm going to pull up right on top of that Choco. He's choosing violence here tonight. Freesports definitely ain't playing around here in NPL in the second week in game 3.
They're being absolutely mad in that situation and looking to see if they can get the odds taken out. But at the end of the day, they will be able to evade the boys from Free Esports, who played this one quite well, I must say. Mondo and his boys being aggressive right there, but unfortunately they couldn't get the elimination kick start that fight and send the boys from Invisibles back into the lobby. Now they will focus aside on making those rotations into that zone. And speaking about the zone, take a look at where all of these teams are currently situated. The boys from Active Gaming and MOB are just inching quite closer and closer towards each other. We're curious to see, how that one does play out. But earlier on, we had seen the boys from Invisibles, escaping a fight and now found themselves right next to 10-11.
Oh, and 10-11 is known for being very aggressive. But Choco does get the knock onto Happy. Beautiful shots there from Choco, preventing the push just a little bit. Let's see what is Bigo going to do here. Is Bigo going to pull up and provide a little bit of fire there? Or is Free Sports now going to pull up onto 10-11 and give a little bit of firepower there from behind? You see Visibles here rotating quite close to him as well. So what is Boyka going to do? Is he going to be able to get a knock here from out of vehicle? They are pushing on to 10-11. They are wanting to stop these 10-11 out of the track. Oh, and Choco does get the confirm. And 10-11 lose their first player down to a 3-man team for 10-11. And there comes the return fire from the rest of the teammates. Beautiful nade, almost taking down Senior Boy. And the return molly also just as good, preventing him from pushing in. But he does have Bigo there from the southern side of the mountain, just on the bottom side, providing some cover fire, while there is a 2v2 on top of the mountain here.
Forcing the boys from 10-11 to retreat away from that spot right there. They did find themselves in quite a very dangerous spot to come through, but the boys from Free Esports are having none of that. They continue to send on the shots onto their position, and it is what it is. It is what it is for now. We'll continue to see as things get quite tighter and tighter. Teams and his boys still searching for that one.
Let's see what is Free Sports going to do. Yeah, they still got a full man team up. On one side, I got 10-11 on the other side. Potential 6 kills loading in front of them. Will they be able to get all 6 of them, or will they only be able to, make a rotation away from there with 0 kills?
See, how that one does play out. Bego looking for that opportunity around the boys from Invincibles, which has got Boyka and Senior Boy right there in front of him. And now beginning to tap onto Boyka. He will be dropping Boyka down into the ground, and the rest of the teammates are not within this position for Boyka. It's going to make it quite difficult. Bego now switching weapons, looking to see if he can pull up onto that region to see if he can get that confirmation to come through. Now is where the boys from 10-11 will now be turning their sights on from a defensive position into one that's more attacking up against the boys right there from Invisibles. Choco and the rest are currently not within this vicinity, so it does mean that Senior Boy cannot provide that cover for Boyka. And this is what it does end up being quite dangerous sometimes when you're making, games like this, where you're taking on splits like this.
Oh yeah, what a beautiful angle this team have on 10-11 have on Invisibles at the moment, and they know exactly where Senior Boy is, and Bigo is just coming in right on top of him. But Bigo is just, he's deadly with that mini 14. Got 2 knocks and 2 kills for his team so far, and in he comes with a nade loaded. Choco is way off in a distance away from Senior Boy. Senior Boy in a lot of trouble at the moment. And here comes the nades popping into that compound, doing a little bit of nade damage, but Senior Boy is so far preventing him from pushing it and getting that knock.
And you can see that
there's our new
zone continuously making that shift right there. But now we'll turn our sights onto Choco, who's the last one up for his team. And you can see Bego trying as much as possible to see if he can make that move. Can Choco somehow hold them in this particular game? Yes, he does hold up and does get that elimination to come through with this in the numbers right there. But Choco does it again as he does get another elimination to come through. Will he be able to get that wipe up against the boys from 10-11? There's not many times you see the boys from 10-11 getting taken down, as he does put a lot of HP down right there from Lapis. But it will be Lapis who does come out on top of that fight. But look at the casualties that the boys from 10-11 had.
Yeah, that was an unnecessary 2-man loss they had there, but beautiful stuff there from Beast. Going into first person there, just unfortunately turning his back, trying to go back out. He should have just committed for that push, and he might have maybe had a chance to win that fight completely and get a 3-man wipe of first one for these 3 games. But it is now Free Esports that heard those shots. Are they going to push on in, or are they just going to wait here inside of the side of San Martin?
We're going to see, what that does mean for all of this, guys. We do have the boys from Habitual coming up quite close to us. The boys from MOB. Remember, MOB has been making the rotations and rotated away from the boys from Active Gaming. Active Gaming is also within the same vicinity as well, looking to see if they can get into the mix of things. Active Gaming coming into this game with a 3-man squad might just be able to, put up a performance here as well as Habitual. This three teams do need this performance to continue to boost them up on that leaderboard. We'll see, how this does happen. But Jealousy and Cole not being too aggressive. They're just waiting for that one bit of opportunity to see who they can take out.
Yeah, Men of Blood, definitely not a team you can easily push, especially when they hold a compound like that with all angles covered. But Capital Gaming as well. On it does spot him though, gets a couple of shots there onto Jealousy, but Jealousy returns the fire there onto Magic, get him in down quite low, but unfortunately I don't think that'll be able to initiate a push just yet. They're just going to hold angles until they can get enough knocked. They do have another team quite close to them as well, but we might just have a new winner here with 10-11, with only 1 player left. We'll probably have a new team winning, the Miramar being that 3rd chicken dinner team for tonight. Spot here from Shaq, and Shaq just missing those shots, just not getting that knock in. Back in his vehicle, rotating away from them, as he does have the Visibles right there on his side as well. Men of Blood's just holding this compound, still pretty good. Stage 4 of the zone so far, minute and 20 until stage 4 closes. And currently Men of Blood have a pretty decent zone with pretty decent cover, locked inside of this new zone with Capital Gaming there on this side as well. Going to make it pretty difficult for the rest of the teams that needs to come in here from the east southern side. Let's rotate right past them into the new zone.
Yeah, we'll see how this one, continues to play out for all of these guys right here as they are getting, quite closer and closer towards each other. The boys from Active Gaming now beginning to feel the hurt to themselves as they come up against.
Ooh, Stream is taking some fire here from Men of Blood here from the top side as they are focusing on Active Gaming on the bottom side. It's going to be difficult for these teams to engage without another team hearing the shots or taking some shots at you. Foul play coming in here from the western side as well. Still need to get into zone, still need to proper place that could call themselves home in this new zone. Going to make it very difficult for them with Capital Gaming and Men of Blood already taking this Oh, beautiful shots from TMZ, getting weaker down there from Capital Gaming. Where's our next fight going to be? Capital Gaming and Foul Play almost on top of each other there. As you can see, Yummy moving in closer. Jealousy is back up. They did lose Wicked. Wicked knocked and firsted, but they still have a 3-man team. They've got 3 kills loaded on the kill feed so far, so not bad for them. They've still got 12 teams remaining, 35-34 as Deji from Rage gets knocked at first there from 10-11.
Man, Habitual trying as much as possible to stay alive in this game as so many different teams are now beginning to put in the damage in this one. Yummy does get a knock right there onto one of the players from Rage as he puts him down onto the ground, and Yummy still, fighting tooth and nail with the boys from Rage. It is a Weak who is trying as much as possible to see if he can put him down to the ground, and he is getting, he does have that high ground, but Yummy's having none of that. Let's see who finally wins this CQC close quarters fight coming through between the two of them, and Yummy pulls up into that region, but Weak is already invaded. Now he does decide to up into his vehicle and continue to make that way into the zone.
Yeah, he's right there on the edge of zone, but he's got no cover. He's got so many teams right in front of him. He got Rage Dream Team on his eastern side right next to him as well. It's going to be difficult for him to rotate past of them, especially with a big vehicle like this. Playzone coming in, taking down Rage Asset there, knocked and firsted as well. Playzone taking out Unsighted Army as well. This Playzone always being MVP.
And it's a tough time for a lot of these teams right here as they are trying to stay alive in this particular game. Active Gaming down to those 2 players is just surprised, as well as the boys right there, Nexus, and he's got Foul Play right in front of him. Foul Play, the 3-man squad. They're pulling up onto this region. That nade coming through from Nexus might just prove to be quite tough, but the third-party shots coming through will seal the deal right there as Nexus gets taken back home.
Men of Blood coming there from behind, getting that knock and first, getting them another kill, and now it's down to Surprise. But it is Vintage from Foul Play that is going to take out Surprise and the last remaining player for Active Gaming. Now Foul Play needs to focus on getting into zone. They've got 2 more players preventing them from getting into the zone completely. And Men of Blood still got 4 players, kills on the board. Focusing on Extremists now. They've still got decent cover there inside of that compound. And down goes Jealousy. And that is it for Capital Gaming. Another team eliminated.
Alright, so we're still down with a whole bunch of teams right here within this game, and things are getting tighter and tighter as we can see right there on the map. All of these guys are just eaching quite closer to each other. We're eaching into that moment where the game does seal off through, but take a look at this. There's still the boys from CLS who are still within the conversation. Now teams are hopping into the vehicle, looking to see if they can move into a great spot within that zone, but the shots continue to be let loose all the way on the other corner as well. The boys from Dream Team are sending the shots onto the boys from UA who are trying to get into that zone. It is Vanessa who does finally make way into that position, but Rabbit goes for that elimination to come through. They're a 2-man squad right here in this position, but they are proving unstoppable.
Yeah, currently doing very well, and UAE putting up right next to Rabbit as well, but it is none other than 41k that drops down Rabbit as he goes down to the zone, preventing his teammate from getting knocked there. And here is the rest of the last remaining player, Lucid from Dream Team, last remaining player. They do have 7 kills. Not a bad third game for Dream Team at all here. They still have Foul Play right above him on the northern side that they need to get past. He needs to get into his vehicle and rotate away from there. He's in a pretty bad spot at the moment. Let's see how is he going to play this one. Will he be able to dodge the final team in front of him to get into this new zone? Men of Blood coming in very strong here in the third game. They might just go all the way and get their second chicken dinner for tonight. Oh, beautiful shots from Vintage here from Foul Play, getting a knock onto Extremist. But I'm pretty sure Men of Blood, they probably heard those shots now. They know where this player is. If he's not careful, he might just get knocked here from the side. Vintage taking a couple of shots there, just not getting that confirm on his knock. Oh, and Vintage does go down to Shaq. As I mentioned it, Men of Blood, they do not miss. And they are going to confirm that knock, as it's going to be pretty difficult for the rest of the team to get that revive in on his teammate. Men of Blood, they read the zone beautifully. Just look at it, coming into the 6th stage of the zones. And they still have zone just on the edge here. He is Shaq here now, moving in closer on the outside, moving in closer to confirm his kill, make sure he gets that kill confirmed. But they will get it revive in outside. Or just as he pulls up, Station 5 with a teammate for backup, and they confirm quite fast. And now they need to get back into zone. They are just on the brink of exit. Get knocked. See, can Shaq here provide cover for the rest of his team? Will he be able to get him up, or is Curry going to be able to stop the Men of Blood right here in their tracks? Rage, this get confirmed. Rage goes down, the first player for Men of Blood to get confirmed.
Oh, Curry trying as much as possible to see if he can hold on to their life in this one for his team. Right there, Foul Play. He's got that DBS, which is quite dangerous, but he may not be able to face so many different teams. That DBS coming through right there, gets that first knock. Can he get another one? He goes for that number 2. And Curry, being the man, is absolutely outstanding as he does take down Shaq and 11. He does go for that elimination to come through. And all of a sudden, what looked like they were on the top foot of some MOB is now them losing a couple of players.
Yeah, coming in strong, potentially having the best team to win the third game. Doing that unnecessary push outside of zone just cost them 3 players. And now Foul Play, they are back in it. They only have Magic to worry about. Cyclone Shields only have a duo as well. The last 3 teams remaining. See, can Magic take out Cyclone Shields here completely? Well, Cyclone Shield Esports going to be able to rake in their first chicken dinner here in the third game of Miramar. Oh, going out here for the nade, not doing any damage. Danny Brown, thank you, behind Stoner there, providing some cover fire, doing a lot of damage onto Magic. Right in front of him, it is Foul Play with his DBS coming in, and it is Curry wiping out Men of Blood completely. Curry quickly made a 1-3-4 look so easy. Let's see, Curry here with his DBS. Will he be able to stop Cyclone Shield Esports as well? Can he do a 1v2 as well? He's done a 1v4 now. Can he do a 1v2? DBS loaded. Oh, here comes the nade. Beautiful nades there from Cyclone Shield Esports. Here comes Danny Brown in. And that DBS just not connecting just yet. Here comes the nade. Nade blocked. Nade loaded. First one down. 1v1. Who's it going to be? Whoa. And it is Curry with a 1v2. He just won his game for his team, doing a 1v6, and he won all 6 engagements with that DBS. Curry OP with a DBS. Man, what an interesting match we just seen there for Curry getting that DBS 1v6. I mean, he made that 1v4 on Men of Blood, who looked very promising on winning the third game, wiping a 1v4 out, and then returning onto Cyclone Shield Esports and doing a 1v2 on them as well with DBS. Or Curry definitely being the DBS King Fire.
Man, outstanding stuff from Curry right there, as he did get not one but two eliminations that eventually saw them getting that victory. Remember, he came up against about some MOP and he had to do it alone. So kudos to him getting that winner chicken dinner at the end of the day. In the meantime, we'll be going into our final game of the night. But first of all, we'll take a short break and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
See you now.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, International Esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you gotta need to make a way for me to see. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, I'ma always be right by your side. But that's for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end, I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're
All right, we're back with our final game here in the second week in game 4 of the rain split playoffs. Man, what an interesting game 3 we just had with Curry being the OPS, DBS god there. Beautifully done, taking the chicken dinner for foul play. We're going to jump right into our game 4 and see who's going to be our final team to win the chicken dinners.
All right, so taking a look at this flight pad right here. Yeah, Enigma, we're seeing so many different teams just moving across towards that northern region. And judging flight paths like this, it takes you all the way north, but I do believe that the zone's going to move south.
Yeah, most probably going to be a south, the eastern zone. Going to be interesting to see, with all of these teams there. It looks like we still have 2 teams going up northern side. Well, we have 10-11 going to Zaki as usual. Active Gaming taking the north side of Georgia Pool, and all the teams staying with their normal drop locations. We still have Habital Gaming with Free Esports going to Savannah yet again. Where Habital Gaming try and get a revenge for game 1 where they lost against Free Esports. Men of Blood taking Bujinki as usual. Unsullied Army going here to the southeastern side towards Shelter Farm side. We have another team that they normally drive over. Will we see the same happening? It looks like a pretty same layout from game 1 that we had, with all these teams going to the same drop locations. But let's jump right into Free Esports and Habital Gaming and see who's going to win this engagement this time.
All right, so there's 2 teams going toe-to-toe against each other. They've been, quite very dangerous neighbors over and over again. We've seen them, get into the mix of things. And right now they're continuing on, to try as much as possible to see if they can get their loots so that they can put up quite a great performance in this particular game. Now already we're getting to see the shots being let loose right there by Rango. I see he's looking to see if he can take out one of the players right there from Free Esports. And they would not be having any of that, as Ramsey and his boys haven't quite had the best of days so far, but they've been fighting tooth and nail with several different teams. It'll be curious to see, what this does mean. They have Yummy within their vicinity, and now is when the shots might just be getting to let loose onto that position where Yummy is at.
Yeah, it was definitely Ramsey that was the OP1 inside of Savannah against Habital Gaming. In game 1, can he do the same here in game 4 in our final game as they go head to toe yet again? He does have a teammate right there on his back for support, but the rest of his 2 teammates currently all surrounded by Habital Gaming. They're all waiting for that first knock to initiate the push. Let's see what is Ramsey going to do. He's going to pull up a little bit closer. He does have Yummy right there on his right side. In comes the nades as well. Nade doing a lot of damage there, just not getting him down. Down goes Yummy. Ramsey getting the first knock. And this might be the push that they waited for. Ramsey pushing on into the rest of his teammates. He does have Mandu and Teams already overwatching him there from on top. Wicked back to full health. Falling away a little bit. And let's see if Habital Gaming can bounce back from that first initial knock.
Man, crazy stuff going through right there. I suppose some habitual have one of the players, Yummy, currently knocked down. They're trying the most possible to see if they can stay alive in this one, but Ramsey and his boys are not relenting. They're holding on to try and see if they can continue to get those knocks to come through. They've gotten the elimination, and now you can see Ramsey making that flank to see if he can get one of the players right there from Habitual Gaming caught off guard. He's got Rango and Jealousy right in front of him. Can that Nate do quite the damage, or is that a smoke to just block their sights, and is looking to see if he can just get them caught off guard.
Yeah, Ramsey definitely being the aggressive one for Free Esports here. He got that first initial knock for his team, managed to get the kill point in as well. And now they're right on the tails of Habital Gaming, as Habital Gaming is looking for a way to return the knock and making it a 3v3 again. Here comes the nade from Ramsey. Will that nade be good? As he's cooking it, wrong window. No one in that window. Next nade. Will this nade be good? He's got Jealousy and Rango right there in front of him. And he pushes on in. That nade does do a little bit of damage, only 20 damage. Got Rango right in front of him. Oh, but a return nade, almost taking down half of Ramsey's health there. In comes the rest of Free Esports. And let's see what is Habitable Gaming going to do here. Can they survive this push from Free Esports Fire?
Yeah, it is what it is. I do believe the boys from Free Esports have the numbers to come through in this position. And it's not looking, quite good right there for the boys from Free Esports as they are making their move for Habitual, actually. As while they're making the move, they are currently outnumbered up against the boys right there from Habitual. You can see them, just inching quite closer and closer. They've got to get that one elimination to reduce the number of the ops in front of them. And it's not looking quite that way so far. Mondo.
I love how Free Esports is actually pushing here. They're not actually just running in the open around corners. Oh, but just like that, Ramsey goes down. They've got Mango down. It's down to 2 players from Free Esports. And just like that, Habitable Gaming, they jumped back with a 2-knock on Free Esports. Defy getting Wicked down. And that returned it now back to a 2v2. Can they completely take out Habitable Gaming here? Habitable Gaming down to the last player, and Habitable Gaming does get wiped out by Free Esports. Oh no, they still got a Rango left for a whole out last remaining player, and they haven't confirmed any of the knocks on Free Esports just yet. So they got 0 points on the board, no kills, no replacement. Oh, beautiful knock from Rango, last remaining player. Drop shot around the corner, and it is Rango that saves the day for Habitable Gaming. Completely wipes out Free Esports, and just like that, they did lose 3 players, but it is Rango that picks up the 4 kills for his team. Beautifully done by Rango.
Man, absolutely outstanding stuff right there from Rango as he does find a way to battle things out for his team right there and does keep them alive at that very end of things. But speaking about end of things, we do see that zone moving all the way into that northern side, totally annihilating my prediction earlier on that it was going to move all the way towards that southern region. But what that means is that several different teams are already within the vicinity and don't really have to make the rotations, but there's still foul play and the boys from UA who might be looking to make those rotations into that zone. We do see the boys from CLS edging towards that central position. We're curious to see if they do begin a skirmish with several different teams who are already situated within those vicinities right there.
Normally with these zones, with a quarter of it being in the water, with a flight path like that, it will move back down south with the next zone shift, and maybe ending on a southeastern zone there, almost close to Yasnaya's open field, or it might just go up all the way to the shooting range. We're going to have to see with the next zone shift where the zone is going to go. It's so unpredictable as Cyclone Shield Esports are pulling up quite closely against the team from Invisibles right here across the bridge as they take the garage just on the opposite side. They both have zone at the moment. And let's see. Oh, here comes Sean X right in front of Manny YT, taking a lot of damage. And looks like Manny YT is going to chase him down. There's only one of them across, and they are on Sean X's tail here. Sean X, is he going to be able to get away from there? He shoots back across the bridge towards the rest of his team as Choco is already waiting for cover fire. The Cyclone Shield Esports, they're just going to let him be. They know there is more than just one player. It is safer to not chase that kill down.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's two teams going toe-to-toe against each other, just waiting for that one opportunity to see who does get to pounce. And somehow the boys from Invisibles find a way to survive at the end of the day in that particular one. Several different teams have been, struggling. Speaking about struggle, our boy Rango still holding on in this one as he does keep his hopes alive. He's around that position right there in Severny, but we also see there was some 10-11 now begin their rotations into the zone. They will be looking to see if they can get that central spot. They might just as well head towards that position right there in Severny if it does work out for them, but also they can come in touch with the boys from Active Gaming as well. It will be a full fight onslaught between the boys from Active Gaming as well as the boys from 10-11. We're going to keep an eye on them and see how it does break out as all these teams continue on with their rotations.
Yeah, 10-11 looks like they're pulling up right there on that compound on the southern side of shooting range, just on top of the hill. Pretty decent compound to hold, and they do know how to defend that compound decently. Invisible Choco still holding on to the bridge, making sure that Deji and the rest of his team is going to have a difficult time crossing this bridge, as he's just holding the entire Cyclone Shield Esports bay there inside of that garage, still holding on, still waiting to see where the zone is going to go. I mean, the zone can still go anywhere. It can still end on the southern side of this bridge, and then it will be the Invisibles that's going to be in trouble rotating across. We have Cyclone Shield Esports holding that bridge. So it's a pretty... It's going to be a difficult zone to read. It can still go anywhere. I've seen too many of these zones to predict exactly where it will be. Only from about stage 3 will you be able to see more or less where this final zone will end up.
Yeah, we'll see what that does mean at the end of the day for these teams. We'll keep an eye on that one and see, what happens as we do continue to show the actions coming through.
With that drop coming down on the northwestern side, on the smaller side of the northern map of Erangel, it will more or less indicate that the zone will move a little bit more up north, will most likely move towards the Rozok side, where the majority of the teams are situated and are close to shooting range on both sides of Rozok. So it's going to be quite an interesting location there between all of these teams on both sides. Active Gaming, Anaswin getting a knock on 10-11 in a kill feed. That's going to be an interesting fight.
Active Gaming coming into the mix of things as they look to, put on a good performance, and it does look like Active Gaming is now getting into the mix of things with the boys from 10-11. They've gotten 2 eliminations to come through. This is Anes and Active Gaming, but there's also still the boy Psycho, who's going toe-to-toe against the boys from MOB. It is Rage MOB who is currently left, and he's sending on the shots onto him, but he's got to be really careful as he will get dropped down from the corner right there. The third party shots coming through onto his position as the rest of the players right there from MOB look to see if they can pull up onto this vicinity. And it is the boys from Active Gaming who now come into the spot looking to see if they can provide some cover. But Nexus might just need some cover right here to keep their hopes alive.
Oh, beautiful nade from Shaq there. Right on top of a spot there. And Active Gaming don't in trouble now. They got Men of Blood on one side. They got 2 left for 10-11 on the back side. And 10-11 just proved that they can get a knock. But it is Men of Blood that's going to confirm that knock and steal that kill away from 10-11. 10-11 did lose 2 players. Still 0 kills on the board with them losing that knock to Men of Blood. Now Active Gaming losing Psycho there as well, down to Adderswin, Surprised, and Nexus. A 3-man team. Nexus getting 1 kill on 10-11 and Adderswin getting another kill.
And quite tight right here as all these teams are just eaching around this particular position. The boys from Active Gaming find themselves in a very sticky situation as the boys from 10-11, the rest of the 2 players are just lurking around this position. You still got Hap, who's also within the vicinity, as well as the players right there from MOB. So it'll be curious to see, how this one does play. Al-Qaeda and the rest are not looking like they want to relent in this one. They want to make that push up against the boys right there from Active Gaming all the way on the other side too. We do see some fights coming through, but we've got to keep an eye on the boys from 10-11 who have lost 2 players so far.
Yeah, they've got 1 amazing game in game 2. They got quite early out in game 1 in Erangel. They already lost 2 players here in game 4 on Erangel quite early with 0 kills on the board. So they need to be a little bit more consistent with their gameplay, I would suggest, for them, knowing how OP and how aggressive they are.
Yeah, speaking about gameplay, so take a look at where the map is currently situated at and where it's moving. While we do see some action coming down between the boys from UA, it's the boys from UA getting quite closer and closer towards the boys from Foul Play all the way around that northern side. So things are beginning to, get pretty noisy as all the teams are quite closer to each other, looking for that one bit of opportunity to take each other out.
Yeah, normally these rotations, if you're not careful, if you don't know the information in front of you, and you just suddenly roll up in another team rotating, you might just run yourself into an unexpected gunfight, as UAE just done that with Foul Play rotating right behind them, and one of their players getting caught in the rotation and knocked and eliminated. It looks like UAE down to the last two remaining players, and then pulling up back towards Foul Play there to continue that engagement, as they do get the knock on one of Foul Play. Curry was OP1 winning game 3 for the team, currently knocked now with UAE. Schmook getting knocked out of his vehicle, and that is it for Unsullied Army, and they're going to be able to get Curry back up on his feet. Full team, 3 kills on the board, not a bad stage 2 zone for them at all. That is pretty early in the game still. They still got a full team inside of zone. Not bad, not bad. Extremists now taking that just eastern side of Rozok on that small compound. Pretty decent compound. The Invisibles, they picked up 1 kill. 10-11 still going at it, still a 2-man team. And just like that, just as aggressive as they are, they can suddenly turn passive when they lose too many players to continue their aggressiveness. That's what I like about this team. They switch over so quickly.
Absolutely. We're curious to see what that does do for them in this particular game, as all these teams are now beginning to get closer and closer towards each other right here. And we'll take a look and see what that does mean on the map. We do see the boys from Dream Team getting quite close towards the boys from Invincibles right there on that bridge. And Dream Team might just be getting pushed. They're coming to this game with a 2-man squad. It's just Rapid and Lucid within this game, and somehow they've managed to evade the ups until now. They've not gotten into any skirmish, but they've stayed alive in this one. But now they have the boys from Invincibles, the Senior Boy and Boyka, well, within this environs, looking to see if they can provide some spoilers onto them. Senior Boy sending on a nade onto Lucid, and that will be the end of the boys from Dream Team.
1 nade wiping out the Dream Team there in a small garage side. Beautifully played by Invisibles, and they pick up that kill. They did get 1 knock there from on top from another team, and a nade just confirming the last player. They pick up that 1 kill. But if they're not careful, then IC and the rest of IC can quickly come in for a third party on them as well. Cycling Shield Esports still coming in with a full team, with Manny YT picking up 1 kill on a rotation, and now they're focusing on Rage Esports, on Acid, right in front of them with Deji MVP. Will they be able to get a knock and initiate a push? Cycling Shield Esports also known for being very aggressive, especially on the knocks. It will be interesting to see if they're going to get another team wipe here, or is Deji and then going to be able to stop Cycling Shield Esports right here in their tracks. They do have 2 players on the rocks with right past Cycling Shield Esports here, and now they're making some noise, making Deji and the boys pretty known for where they are. And just like that, Ninja does get knocked down. As I suggested, they're making a lot of noise, and they quickly get a knock in. Will we see Rage Esports being aggressive here, or is Cycling Shield Esports just gonna keep this compound and keep them away?
Alright, so the reinforcements pulling up onto this particular location to make sure that they do have the backup in the event that the boys from Rage Esports do decide to pull up onto this location. But you can see that the boys from Rage are playing it quite smart. They do decide not to give up the current position that they have, but it does look like I spoke too soon, as Deji is now pulling up onto this particular vicinity, looking to see if he can take them out.
Putting up right on top of him. I'm pretty sure we'll see a few throwables coming in the way as well, unless Cycling Shield Esports get that first knock back onto them. And in the kill feed, we can see there 10-11 getting wiped out completely by Team IC, and that is it for 10-11 here in Game 4 of Erangel. So Erangel just not 10-11's type of map. Maybe they need to go back to the drawing board, Fire, and work on a different strat for Erangel. Miramar would they definitely have under the belt. We've seen that with a 19-kill chicken dinner, just not in Erangel. Both games going pretty bad for 10-11.
Absolutely, absolutely. The boys from 10-11 do have what I would call overall a good day. They got a couple of points. They got themselves a chicken dinner. So at the end of the day, is it a bad game? I don't think so. They still managed to get themselves into great situations. But regardless of that fact, we will continue to speak on the teams who are currently still with us in this game. Both parties have got full squads, and you can see now the boys from Rage are making that push. It is Weak and Top who are making that full send onto that position where the boys from CLS are currently situated at, and they want to get those eliminations to come through right there. Right there, Danny Brown sending in the Mully onto this position where Weak is at, and somehow he does manage. Ooh, the third party shots coming through from a distance does put Weak down to the ground.
And just like that, Rage Esports with a beautiful push there with beautiful throwables, and it is done. Comes 007 against the first knock on the team, but just like that, return fire coming in and just destroying Rage Esports' chance here of actually doing a proper push onto Cyclone Shield Esports. And you can just see there, No Gaming just raking in those kills from on top of the mountain there. Rage Esports now cut quick first at DG knocked. They got one knock on Cyclone Shield Esports side as well as Danny Brown is down. Let's see what is No Gaming going to do. Are they going to push here, or just going to continue laying there and stealing those kills in? I mean, it's a pretty decent stat, just wait for other teams to push and just be the third wheel in the party.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably that's the plan right there for the teams that are lurking around. But in this situation, the boys from CLS have played it quite well, as they've gotten themselves a couple of eliminations to come through right here, as well as defend their spot up against the boys from Rage Esports. And that third party shots coming through, coming in right there because is being damaged quite heavily by Stunner right there.
I'm pretty sure if they get that second knock here on Rage Esports, they're going to continue to see if they can get that final kill. Unless No Gaming from the rocks there on top is going to stop them from initiating a push. Cyclone Shield Esports, still a full team, managed to get that revives on in. Oh, and Acid there, getting the first knock in. Here comes Manny. Let's see Ninja right on top. Ninja with a beautiful drop shot, takes down Rage. Now it's all down to Deji MVP. And Deji, he managed to get in his vehicle and rotate wide around towards that rock side where No Gaming is. But Manny YT will confirm Acid, and now it's all down to Deji. Let's see, what is Deji going to do? Is he going to get spotted by No Gaming, or is he going to be chased down by Cyclone Shield Esports, or is he going to get in his vehicle and maybe run right into Men in Blood that's waiting for him on the northeastern side there on top?
I feel like he should just try as much as possible to see if he can just evade the shots that are coming through. The boys from No Gaming have been absolutely crazy, but all the way not. There's still something going down right here about to ensue. The boys from IC coming up against Extreme.
Oh yeah, we got Wolf and Zombie and Dollars right here on top of Yomite, and it doesn't look like the Extremist knows that Yomite is just lurking here right on top of them. If they are not careful, they might just lose a player or two here on Yomite, and that'll give the rest of his team the opportunity to push on in for the confirm on the rest of the team. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Both teams just waiting. Oh, here comes Zombie now. And just like that, Yomite gives his position away. But it is Agate that's going to get the knock on Wolf. Now it is down to Dollars and Zombie. Now they know there's a team right on top of them. See what is Zombie going to do here? Zombie going to be able to get the revive on in, or is Dollars going to get the revive in? No, Zombie almost goes down to Your Might. He's down, but it is going to be Floki that takes down Zombie. So Wolf gets back on up, down to Wolf and Dollars again. Wolf, Dollars goes down to Wolf, the last remaining player against the full IC team. That is very aggressive on it. It's one knock, but it is Your Might that's going to confirm the last player. And they got 7 eliminations on them. Foul play now focusing on active gaming. Got Nexus there in his sights. Foul play Curry, the man, the myth, the legend of the DBS, rotating around. Station 5 kid at first knock for his team.
Man, absolutely amazing stuff for all of the players within the lobby so far, as the boys from Foul Play have been going on aggressively, now turning their sights onto several different teams. But Curry now feeling the heat.
I think he felt very OP coming in game 3 there with a 1v6, and now unfortunately getting put to his knees, running right into Men of Blood while he was focusing on active gaming. And that is the beauty of this game. Just like that, another team can pull up on you, or you can run blindly into another team while you're focused, on one team for a push. And just like that, the tables have turned now. Now Foul Play is in trouble with Men and Blood now pushing up onto them, with active gaming having the opportunity for a third party and maybe getting in a couple of kills as well.
Well, we still got about 6 teams right here within this game so far, as we still got the boys from CLS who are leading the charge. The boys from Foul Play also as well in that conversation. And Foul Play have got three of the members still alive in this particular one, looking to see if they can seal this game through. You never really know how it's going to flow at the end of the day, but to that conversation. Foul Play coming in with a third party.
Oh, and the Cyclone Shield Esports here that came in for a third party and ran right into Men of Blood, and then Foul Play from on top getting another knock. And just like that, Cyclone Shield Esports are down to 2 players, and Manny YT gets knocked on down by Magic from Men of Blood as well, and he's going to get knocked and sent to his knees by the zone. And Foul Play, they managed to get right into zone just in the nick of time, and they can get 2 players now.
Shots being let loose back from every single corner right there. The boys from No Gaming have managed to keep a full squad. They've got the buildings to work with. They've got a position within that zone, so it's working quite well for them. It's a really tough one for all these teams at every single corner. I see it's also
down to 2 players. See, can Station 5 get that revive on his teammate? Foul Play still coming in with a 3-man team, still looking very good here in stage 6 of this final game. I mean, look at Icy here, coming with a full team, 6 kills on the board. Icy looking very good so far. Active Gaming as well, coming in there with a 2-man team, 2 left up standing. Anaswan right in front of Your Might here. I'm pretty sure Your Might heard him and surprised. Might just get surprised as he will see Your Might just lurking just on the other side of the rock here in front of him. Station 5 is the last remaining player for Foul Play now. 4 kills on the board for Station 5. Beautiful game for Station 5 so far. He's got RC Flock here right in front of him. He still needs to get into zone. Manages to smoke his way a little bit closer. Oh, and he gets hit here from the bottom side. There's not a lot of room left. Not a lot of space for him to hide on. With No Gaming there at the bottom. Just gatekeeping everyone. They've got zone. They got 1 knock on IC. Last 3 teams remaining. Foul Play, RC, and No Gaming. Can No Gaming get their second chicken dinner here, Fire?
Yeah, we're curious to see, what that does mean for them. You can see the rotations already beginning to move, but they do have the numbers to seal this game through. But you cannot definitely rule out the boys from IC, who've also got the numbers to boot as well. They do have 4 players, so it's quite evenly matched on both ends. It's all down to how these 2 teams decide to take it at the end of the day. But actually, it's IC sitting down with 3 players, not a full squad.
Yeah, play zone. As you mentioned, the play zone took out their fourth player. So 3 left for Team IC, and the zone favoring IC as well. With no gaming now starting to push in a little bit closer. They need to push right past them. They did take out the last remaining player for which was a foul play. So now it's no gaming versus IC. Agate there are focusing on Guns 007. Let's see. Oh, what a beautiful smoke there right from below, providing cover for Agate there from on top. 007 gets spotted by Agate, just not going down. Here comes 007 again. The rest of free of no gaming coming in from left hand side, but Agate providing beautiful cover here from on top via.
Man, absolutely outstanding work coming in from Agate right there, trying the most possible to keep the boys off. No gaming, and big pressure will get dropped down to the ground right there, and it's now left to the rest of the players right there from IC to somehow keep their hopes alive. But the boys from No Gaming are not relenting. They continue on with their push. They know they've got the numbers, and the nades are about to fly onto that position. Floki is in a lot of danger as Crux has gone down, and this might just be it. This might just be the end for the boys from IC. If No Gaming can take out IC, they might have just sealed this game through, as the boys from No Gaming will be taking home that winner chicken dinner.
Very well played by No Gaming as the passive team, normally riding that blue zone. The zone favored them all the way from the drop location, all the way on the mountain on top there, and they kept their cool, they kept their composure, they played it zone for zone, and they crept into the final zone, managed to get a final eliminations. And just like that, foul play kept their chicken dinner. Going all out, station 5. Beautifully done.
Yeah, amazing stuff coming through right there for the boys from No Gaming as they do seal that one through. Quite an amazing day we've seen so far. It's been action at every single corner. Different teams stepping it up in this second week so far, Enigma. Do you think we'll see the same action continuing tomorrow?
I'm not sure. I think a few teams are going to go back to the stream and look at drop locations, look at team rotations, and maybe going to the drawing board. And we might just see a whole different type of 4 games tomorrow than what we have seen here tonight. I know, especially for very prominent teams like 10-11 that do extremely well on Miramar, not so well on Erangel. I'm pretty sure we're going to see different Erangel games from teams like that tomorrow. But I do know we have a different lobby tomorrow, so we're going to have some new faces and new players in tomorrow's 4 games. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to mix up with some of tonight's teams and who's going to be the 4 outstanding teams tomorrow night.
All right, so that being said, guys, do remember to hit that like and hit that subscribe. Join us same time tomorrow for more of the action that you've seen in the NPL Season 6 so far. We'll catch you guys same time tomorrow. For now, it is God bless. Good night from all of us right here from 10 and 80.
Good night. See you all tomorrow.
Do you think you've got what it takes? The challenge will be tougher than ever. In 2023, international esports has a new home. Over 100 nations fighting for the championship in a celebration of everything that makes esports great. Who will rise up to the challenge? Who will be the world champion?
us. And I think it's time we talk it out and forget all the fuss. And if it's not me, I'll have to understand, and I'll be out your way. No drama involved, but if you feel it's me, if you feel I'm the one, you're gonna need to make a way for me to see. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. But as for me, you're the one in my heart. Time won't come until the end. I'ma always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. But as for me, out your way, no drama.